way. And we're back, and it's COMP1011, and it's week 5, lesson 5, part 2. And we're going to go on with this simple GUI stuff that we've been doing. Okay, so here we're back into our main. If we were to create our custom class, and we're going to try this now, take a look at what we're doing here. We're creating our a new label frame that's inside of our main method, our main class, our program, if you will. And we have our label frame, which is our custom class, which is this right here. This is our label frame, which is an extension of JFrame. It's a subclass of the JFrame superclass, right? We're using inheritance for this, right? And once we've done this, once we've created our JFrame, right, which is right here, we've created a new instance of this new object, custom object we've created. Now we can do things like this: set default close operation, right, of this label frame. And we can do jframe.exit on close, which is exactly what I was telling you. It won't exit because we haven't defined it yet, right? So let's do that without doing this class. And by the way, here's our custom size, 260 by 180. You have to specify, or else it's going to be minimal, like how we saw it. Let's do that without this custom class. Let's see if we can do this, right? And of course we can, but I want you to see it. So you don't take my word for it. Let's do it together, right? Okay, so a couple of things before we set visible. One of them is I want to set the default close operation for my window. So I say my window, right? My window dot set default close operation, right? That's what. And then in my operation, we have some JFrame constant we're going to use, right? JFrame dot exit on close. Right? Now it all comes up in our code hinting. Okay, that's our default close. Just run that. See what happens when I run this. So now I have my window and another instance of the window. I click it and now it's gone, and it also closes off my application. Right? So that's good. Let's try that again. I'll show you that again. Right? So it opens up. I can open it up because I have to right now. And I click this exit button, and bam, it closes off my program as well, because I put in this new default close operation. You need to put that in or else it doesn't work, right? Cool, cool. Let's do the next piece. Set size. Nice and easy, right? My window dot set size. If I don't know how to do it, again, dot, set size, right? And it says width and height, right? Okay, width and height. So here's my width. Let's make it 320 by 480, let's say, right? Okay, so kind of a bigger window, almost like the size of a phone, 320 by 480, right? Standard phone, 1x size, as opposed to a Retina display, right? Or some kind of double X. I run it, and of course, now I get a window size, a phone size display, right? Automatically, with a default size. Now, can I still change it? Yes, I can. It allows me to do this, all these different things, because I haven't set that to stop it from doing so, right? Cool, cool. All right, that's one more thing. So I've got this piece. I've got my default close operation. Let's see what else I can do with my window. My window dot, and then I said, okay, well, there's a lot of little things here. I can set my J menu bar to a menu bar we define. I can add a component. I can set my default. I can set my layout. I can set my size. I can make it visible. I can do an action. I can add a pop-up menu, a component, all kinds of strings. I can add a container listener. Wow, there's so many things I can do in here. And of course, there would be a mouse listener, a mouse motion, a mouse wheel. And I'm just at the top here, eh? If I just go set, and I want to see all the things I can set, right? I can set my layout, I can set my size, I can set it visible, I can set it so it's always on top, right? Let's do that. Let's set so that it's always on top to true. My window's always on top. All right, let's see what that does. So I'm going to kind of go control, or I'm going to save it and run it. It's always on top. Look, it's still always on top. Even though I've clicked this, it's always on top, right? I want to click a new window, it's always on top, right? No matter what I do, my window stays on the top. always on top, right? Because now you see, if you notice, I put this set always on top to true, right? Okay, cool. Let's do other things to my window. My window dot, all right, set, and let's see what else all this set background color. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, I want to go color dot, see if there's some kind of color. Let's make it dark gray or some other like green color. There we go, green color for the color. So I'm going to set my background, set it to green, and let's run it. Does it go green? And I said no. It did for a second.
Yeah.
Why doesn't it go green anymore? There's a reason. We'll talk about that in a bit, right? Okay, cool. Let's leave that alone. Let's change that to maybe a dark gray of some kind of color, like dark gray color. Okay, let's make it to black, just for your viewing pleasure. I like your idea, black. And let's not do this. Let's not set always on top. Okay, just for a second, because that might have something to do with our color problem. All right, or how about this? We did this, but we did it later, and let's do it. Oh, we're still doing it before visible. Before we're setting it to visible. Let's do it. That doesn't really matter this order. Actually, that won't matter. Oh, we were black for a second.
Yeah.
How come? Went back to normal to this default color. Our size of our window.
Yeah.
Let's check. I'm going to follow your instructions. You tell me if this is the thing. How about I move it up? Anyone can come up with a suggestion? My friends, my lovely friends, that who know so much about programming. Yes.
Move it under there.
Let's see if that's the right way to do it. Does that make a difference? Nope. It's right at the top, right after I instantiate it. How come it goes away? How do I set my window color? Look it up. You're going to have to do that one day. I'm going to say make your window color green or do this or blah, blah, blah in your test. Remember, we're going to be tested on this stuff. The next piece we're going to do logic operations, right, with a GUI. So far, we've been doing everything with a console. Tomorrow, we create a hero class, or I get you to do something on your next exam. It's going to be with a GUI, right? That's great, but you need to know how to make your own custom GUI and everything else. So what would you do? You have to look it up. You have to figure it out, right, for your assignment number 3. Okay, color black. That doesn't work. Oh, I'm going to see if you guys can figure it out. Whoever figures it out first, let me know. I want you to try it first and make sure it works. Okay, here's my set bounds. Okay, there's a rectangle. Here's my set bounds, an x and y coordinate, and a width and a height. Set bounds, that's interesting. What does this do? It says moves and resizes the component, right? The new location of the top left corner is specified x and y, and the new size is specified by width and height. So I can basically reset my component to whatever I want. Even though I set the size here, I can still do this. I want to move my window to 300 and 300. And you know what? I want it still to be, I want it to grow even bigger, 640 by 480 this time, a bigger window. And let's see what that does. So at first it's 320 by 480, and now I'm going to use my set bounds and run it. Bam! It's big, and it went down here. Look. It's supposed to be up here, right? Let's change. I've used my set bounds instead of my set size, and when I run it, bam! It's down here, and it's big. It's bigger than because I changed the size from 320 by 480. Let's make it a little higher up, so it's at 200. So it's 200 down, 300 across on my screen, and then when I run it, bam! It's right here. How about I change the bounds from 640 to by 480 to 1,000 by 480. Something weird. All right, let's try it again. Bam! It's really big now, right? It's huge. Okay? It's a big window. So this is what this set bounds does. I don't want that. Neat though.
Yes.
You figure it out. Tell me.
So it's my JFrame or my window.
Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to get my background. Do I do my background?
Yeah, the background color, right?
My window dot.
Content.
Woo.
Get content. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Dot set background.
Uh-huh.
And within the brackets you put color. But Did it the color in capital letters and not small?
Ah, it's the same.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let's see. Let's see if you're right. Get content pane and why that makes a difference compared to everything. Wait, where's my text? How come?
Same color.
No, I want to make my text white. How do I make my text white? You tell me how to make it now. No, I want it now. I want it now. Tell me now. Right, here's my text right here. Right. So my label. I'm going to use my same thing. My label dot get Can I do get content pane here? No. How about I'm going to set. Can I do a set? Set color. I can't do color. How about set font? Sure. Set font.
Yeah, there it is.
Let's set font.
Yeah.
What? Does set font do it? It says it says set font for the component. That's cool, but it doesn't give me my font color.
I think you might be able to put the color in the bracket.
Set background, but that's not background. It doesn't do the font here. It just says a font, right? I have to define a font, a default font. Here's a foreground color. Hey, what about this? Maybe that's it. Oh, okay. Foreground, and I'll go color dot white. Let's see if let's see if I'm smart enough, and that's the way it works. I'm playing with you guys, by the way. Yo, right?
So what is it?
So I said set foreground with my label. Guys, did I?
Is that for the entire program or just for the font?
That's just for I said for the label.
Oh, okay, for the label.
So I'm targeting that label, foreground for the label, which would be. So guys, is this like out of your head? You look at it and go, I don't understand. I can't get it, right? You guys shouldn't say that. You should look at it and go, hey, this is intuitive, right? Because this is, once you know of a JFrame as a window, and I know I haven't made a custom class yet. No, it's in the book, right? But I haven't done that, but I can still activate a window, right? I can make a window, and I can house all my components out of it just like I normally would. Okay, that's cool, cool. Let's continue. Let's do a couple more. Let's see what else we can do with a window. Okay, I got my content pane, set my background color. What other things can I set up here before I continue with my presentation? Set my default close. No, I did that already. My visible always on top. I don't want that. Auto request focus. What was that?
If you wanted center screen, like if you wanted to pop up.
Center screen. Okay, tell me how to do that.
I don't know.
Oh, set font. I use my set fonts. That's interesting. For the whole container. Set foreground color. Hey, can I set my foreground color for my window, and would it affect my font? Maybe. Set locale. That's we're going to talk about that later on.
Yeah, set location.
Set location. That location is a point for my window. So let's do a set location of X and Y. All right, and then we'll do that same thing. We'll go 200 and then 200. Right. So we'll kind of move my window around. Let's see if that works. Right. Yeah, 200 by 200. It's way down here now. Right. So set location is good. That's definitely a
command to just set it in the center of whatever screen size it is, because
Yes.
you can't. There it is.
Tell me what it is.
My window dot set location relative to screen, and then you would just put null in the bracket.
Hold on a second, brother. Hold on. Killing me with this thing. Set location
Set location
relative to, which is down here, and what we want to put in the brackets?
null.
No. Why no?
If you're not assigning any value, then you become whatever value.
Okay, so first I set location 200, 200 over here, and then it's going to go whoop to the middle.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's see what happens. Yo, there it is.
Yeah, so
Brothers.
it adapts to whatever screen size it's on, right?
It does. We're going to leave that. I like that. I like that set location relative to null. I like that. I like that. Right? Okay. Let's see what else we can do with our window, and then we'll stop. One more, a couple, maybe one or two more examples. I'm going to set my size, my auto request, my bounds. I tried already. I know what that does. Set enabled. Okay. Set extended state. No. Set focus. That's important. Right? Set focusable.
Like
Set
how
foreground.
do we do it for the slot machine, or the previous assignment we did in the web. When you hover over the window, it
Right.
highlights or something like that. Can we do that?
Oh, you mean like a hover effect?
Yeah.
That's a mouse effect. Let's leave that for now. That's a little bit more complex. Okay. How about we set resizable to null, so to false. Set resizable to false. Let's try this. We can't resize it. Once we made it, right? I don't want to resize it. Okay, look, I don't have my handles. I don't have my handles anymore. They're gone. right? That's a real useful one, by the way, because if you want to test out what an application will look like, and you don't want your user to reset things, even if you notice it's defaulted, I can minimize, but I can't maximize anymore. Minimize, it'll still minimize. It'll take me to the, minimize the window, but that's basically it. So think about the power you guys have in terms of our components so far. We have a window, which is a container, this JFrame, and in the JFrame we can put other components in there. Okay, let's continue with the PowerPoint presentation. I think we've exhausted all the fun stuff we can do without moving on. And again, it's just showing you a couple of examples of what it would look like. Again, I think this is some review. JFrame's constructor uses a string argument because the string argument is the title of the window. We talked about that already. I'm just going to skip through this. We use the flow layout, right, which is it's almost like our components are put into a layout, and there's different kinds of layouts. We use the flow layout. There's different kinds we're going to explore coming up. We did our set tooltip. We're just exploring all those things that we did. And now I'm just going to go to the next piece. Oh, here, get class. This is very important. We try to do this. Invokes the get class method. We have to do this get resource, or else we won't be able to get our resources. We found that out. We can't just like put the path of the resource. We have to use this get resource method. By the way, guys, this get resource method is the exact same thing in Android. All right, so when you do Android, once you know this, we moved into Android, you're going to still use the get resource method to get images and stuff and text. Okay. All right, so we did that. We talked about the icon and what's the difference in icon and image icon. And there's also other things here. We can talk about left, center, right. This is the horizontal and vertical positions of our text, right? So if we go back, and these are our set text and get text, right? So I can set the text of the label, the actual text. So if I want to change my label, if I click on the button, we're going to do the button next, and I want to change what my label says, then I can use the set text method to change the label. Remember, I'm using a setter. The label is a class, and the class is generating an object, right? And I'm using the setter accessor method of the class label to set the text, right? That's what I would be doing, right? And the same thing goes with my set icon. I can set the icon manually or ahead of time. And I can set my horizontal text position and set my vertical text position. Let's try that. I want my horizontal text position to be left, right? Well, my label, right? So it's going to be left, this one, right? I think that's one thing I'd like to try. I don't need to do this because I've already done it up there, right? And I want to, before I add the window, I want to say my label dot set horizontal text position right to left. Now, if you notice, I can't just say, can I just go left? Right? I got to go swing constants left, right? Right? Swing constants left. And then if I do this and I run it, then it's aligned left. It's centered left. It's left instead of right. See how my bug was left? Now my text is left. Right? Isn't that different? But that's my horizontal text position, but not necessarily my alignment. So if I go set horizontal alignment, that's a different thing in my J label than it being centered. So if I do this and I run it, okay, still on the left, but it's still appearing here. How come when I add my label here, it kind of goes into the middle of the screen? Well, because unless I tell it otherwise, like for example, my label is an object, right? So if I want my label to appear somewhere else, if I say my label dot set location, let's say, because set location is the same, and I give it a point, right? Or an int x and y. So let's say my int is 0 and my y is 0. Where's 0, 0 on my JFrame? What would you suspect it would be? Come on, you graphic artists.
Top left.
Top left. If I'm right, but I'm not, how come I can't set my location on my label? Okay, someone look it up. How do I set my location on my label to the top left corner of my box. How come it's in the middle? How come this doesn't work? This is 0, 0. I know why. So it has to do with this, right? My flow layout. My flow layout has an effect, right? Let's see if you guys can figure it out. If I want to set my text to the left side of my box or move it around, right? I want to go to the bottom size or something else. I want to move my label around. How do I do it? I'll let you guys do that. I got to set my visible to true in order for me to see it. Okay. This is the event handling piece. I just want to go to the code. Oh, there we are. Okay, before I read it, so you can read the PowerPoint yourself. You figure it out?
Yeah.
Tell me.
It's just basically that the layout manager is forcing it to be in the position.
Absolutely, our layout, our flow layout, is forcing it to be where it is, right? So, is there other kind of layouts we can use instead of a flow layout? Yes, there is. So what kind of layouts could there be? Can you look up what kind of layouts I can use? Guys, this is the kind of stuff you need to do because I'm going to tell you, put your label on the left side. Set it up like this. Here's the wireframe for how I want your application to look because your client is going to tell you this is how he wants it to look. And I want you to adhere to this, to do this. Set it up. How are you going to do it?
Border, box, card, flow, grid, tag.
Grid. Okay. Oh, I don't know. You tell me how to set it up. You tell me what I should do if I want to have control over where my label goes. Right? I want you to try it out before you tell me. Okay. Here's another one. Here's a JTextField. Okay, text field, which is of type. Oh man, are you kidding me? I'm going to create a new class called TextFieldFrame, which I don't have to do, right? But I want to show you that you can see that it is, we're going to cover this later on, where it says extends JFrame. We're not doing custom classes yet, right? But I'm doing this. I'm creating a, and it says final. Why would I make my text final? It's a text field. What's the difference between a text field and a label? Takes input. Takes input. Okay, cool, cool. My text field would look like this. And if you notice, it says my text field with 10 columns, so I can specify the number of columns. That's one type of constructor. Another one is enter text here, some default text that I can take, enter text here. Another one is here's my uneditable text field. So I can set the editable feature to none. So if I want to display text, not like a label, but a text field, but you can't touch it, right? I can turn off and on editing because maybe we want to do that, almost like grayed out, right? And with a number of columns. And hold on, here's another one. Here's a hidden text with a password type text that I can use as well. Okay, that's really cool.
Oh yeah, it is swinging.
It's already swing, brother. Okay. Let's take a look at this and see if I do my text field. Here's my text field, and my text field. I'm instantiating my text field here. I'm adding my text field to my JFrame, right? And I can specify how many columns, right? Okay, let's try that out. So here's my window, right? So modify, I'll say my window properties, right? That's what I'm doing here. I'm making it visible and all that kind of stuff. And over here with an icon, I set the icon, the default icon for my my label. If I want to make a label icon, here's my layout, my new flow layout. You guys are going to fix that for me. And now I want to, instead of a label, underneath my label, I want to add a text field. And of course, I'm going to say text field, right, is my text field, right? My text field is equal to new text field. If I'm correct, and if I've done this correctly, Oh, text field is not my text field. It's JTextField, of course, because I got to put Java for Java Swing. Haha. Oh, can't make it so easy. Okay, here's here's different lists of my constructors. I can specify the columns. I can specify the text, the default text. I can specify the default text and the columns. I think that's the one I want to use. So my default text is something like enter your name. That's what I want to get from the text field. And then, of course, I want to specify 20 columns, let's say, or something like that. Here we go. Okay, cool. That's good for my text field, but I also want to add my text field to the window. So my window dot add, and then, oh, not that one. My window, I just picked the first one, dot add my text field. Okay, yeah? Makes sense. Let's check it out and see what it does. And bam, I got a text field. It says enter your name. Tom. Oh wait, how come I got my default text? What? Man, that's a pain in the ass. I can't do anything with it. I can't submit or do anything. I just can kind of add Tom in there. Right? Spaces, right? But it kind of doesn't highlight my text field. I want it highlighted, right? So when I go in there, it gives me my default text. And then it highlights my text. When I click in there, I can replace it, right? So what kind of functionality would that be? Can I do that? Well, let's see. So my text field. Does anyone figure out, by the way, how to center my my label? Yeah, or move my label around.
Spring layout.
What is it?
Spring layout.
Spring layout. Okay, let's try that out. I want to do what you tell me. I like what you're telling me. Spring layout. Because what does flow layout do? Spring layout with a capital S, right?
Yeah.
Spring layout. Okay, there it is. I'm going to leave everything the same with my label for a second while I implement one change at a time. Here's my text field. And let's run it. Oh, hey, what happened? Now they're on top of each other. How come? Well, because we have to specify the exact location with spring layout, yeah? So this is more control. The problem with this layout, what's the problem with this exact layout that we're laying out? More work, and also it's specific to a particular window size, right? So that's good and bad, right? Okay, so let's think about why that's good and why it's bad. Usually we don't do it this way, all right? But let's say I wanted to because I want to make a game, right? I'm just saying, right? Then I could specify, I can set the location of my label 0, 0. That's cool. And then I need to specify the location of my text fields. Let's do that. My text field dot set location. Okay, here it is. And I want to set that. I know that I need some space. Let's go 0, but 30 down. Let's say 30 or let's say 40 down. Okay, and let's save that and try that out. See what it does for us. Still not enough. I don't understand why I can't move it. How come? I'm trying to move it around. I'm using my set location and it's not moving it down. How come? I'm going to leave that to you guys again. You guys are going to design this, not me. I'm going to go back to my other layout. Maybe I didn't do something right. So instead of spring layout, I was at what? Flow layout, right?
It said something like absolute layout.
Absolute layout. Oh, okay. Let's try that. Absolute layout. Is that a layout that I can use? No. And if you know what it is, if you see by quick fix, I can create a class called absolute layout, right? I can change to layout manager. I can look at the kind of layouts. Let's go to flow manager for a second. Flow layout. Flow layout, right? And if I hover over this thing, right, what does it say? It says java.awt, right? .flow layout. .flow layout. That's what it does. So Java AWT flow layout is why it worked, but I haven't included all the AWTs in there, right? Only certain things that I need, right? So if I go import java.awt.star and enter that, that's all of them. Let's see if I can do that one now. So if I was going to say java.awt. Let's see if I can say absolute layout. About layout, flow, Flow layout works. And you said spring layout. Let's try spring layout. Is that part of the AWT as well? Let's try that. It is. Absolute? Sure. That's how it should be, right? It should be like this. I don't see no absolute layout, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's go spring layout, though. I'll do the spring layout now that I've imported it, right? I'll check that out because I've got this AWT star. Maybe now it'll work. How about that? How about them apples? No. Right? Okay, I'm gonna go back to flow layout until you guys find a solution for me. Because I want to give you an assignment that says put your thing at this location. Put this one underneath that one. Okay? On the left-hand side. Okay, JTextFields, my location, blah blah blah. It's ignoring me if I start it off now. I've got my flow layout still. I can enter my name. I want to highlight my text field somehow. So let me see if I can do that. Text fields dot set set editable. I want to be on. Set minimum size. Set location. I tried that. It doesn't work. Set action. Set alignment. Set auto scroll. Set background. Set carrots. Set columns. I can do that after. Set debug. Set drag enabled. We don't want to use that yet. Set focusable. Focusable. Set focus accelerator. Set focus traverse. Set foreground. Set highlighted. A highlighter. So I can highlighter. How do I do it so that my text is, I can set my layout with my layout manager, whatever the layout manager that I decide to decree. Set my name, set navigation, set opaque, set preferred, set request, set scroll, set selected text color, selection start, set text, set selection color, set selection end, set selection start. So I think I want to set my text selected, right? Maybe I have to put like something like, these are all my setters. If I just put text, text doesn't do it. I can't put set text tooltip, set transfer handler, set selected. How about set selected or something else? Set selected text color, set scroll offset, set size. So it says sets the selection start to the specified position. The new starting point is constrained to be before or at the current selection end. This is get backward compatibility mode, but I want to set my whole text being selected. I want to leave that to you because I can't figure it out here because you know what? It's not pulling up in my code hinting. I don't know. What do I do? Let's go back to the PowerPoint. So I did all this stuff. I can set it so that the my password field, if you notice, it's a JPassword field, a different kind of a text. If I want you to enter in a password, name, password, that's interesting. You can do that. And then I've got a bunch of these handlers. What the hell do I need these handlers for anyway? Right? I got my text field handler, new text field handler. Kind of register event handlers. Okay, let's see what I do with my third part. Here's my text field handler. Oh, I got this implements. And I got my action. I got to make a custom text field handler. This is neat. Oh yes, I like this. It's based on an action listener, which is equivalent to what I'm doing down here. Add action listener. Right? I'm just making a custom class for it. Right? That implements the action listener interface. That's what it does. And I must override the action performed, whatever the action is. And if you notice, it says set string to blah, process text field events. The user pressed enter. What do I do if the event.getSource is equal to the text field, right? And then I'm going to set up my text field, set my string to whatever my text field is. I could do that.
Can I bring something to you?
Yeah, tell me. Was there a lot to show me?
Yeah.
obviously the class is named absolute layout, but if you look at it, they use swing for the layout. And
Oh
they
no.
mention it
Yeah.
anyway.
See this absolute layout example is we're
Yeah.
using.
No, but they have set location 9545 for the button, for the label. They're using the same thing, but I think that's working for them. And they don't have anywhere where it says flow layer or absolute layer.
I don't set up a layout. In
Yeah.
other words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can we do this?
Let's try. Let's try not setting up a layout. I like your thinking.
Yeah.
So instead of set layout, we won't use a layout at all.
Okay.
Let's see if that works now. Ah,
Oh, the background went away.
my background's gone.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I think they have something for the background. So content pane. So location.
Content pane. That's a content pane. That's something different.
No. Okay. Content pane. They have a different here. They have a different way of doing it. So JPanel content pane equals new JPanel.
Yeah.
And under that, they're giving all of the settings at once. So they're doing content pane dot set opaque, content pane set background, content pane cell.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Set layout what?
Set layout to null.
Oh,
So they're using the main.
I don't
command
need
as
that.
one.
I can do the same thing here.
Yeah.
My window dot set layout to null.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. My window set layout to null. Let's see if that does it. Hold on.
I don't know about the background.
It's gone. Where's
Okay.
my stuff?
So the layout is null, right? So,
I don't see anything. I don't see a layout here.
yeah, just null that.
Don't worry about it. Go. I'll show you. I like your thinking, though. I like your checking. Okay, so I need to set up my event handlers, right, in order for this stuff to work. And if you notice, there's some event handlers that we set up here for the text event handler, right? And the way text event handlers work is, first you have to register them. So this is just like we do an event listener, right? An action listener is, when I say action, it's actually funny. Apple iOS uses IB action, right, for event handlers, and IB outlet for outputs, right? Well, here in Java, we use action for event handling. That's why we always think about it as add event listener. That's equivalent to what we're doing. When I say add action listener, it's like saying add event listener in JavaScript. Okay, that's cool. And I want to set up a handler, and the handler is going to be whatever I choose. And in this particular case, my handler is going to be a custom class of text field handler. That's what it is. So all of these text field 1, 2, and 3, they're all going to share. They're going to share this custom handler. That's what it is, this text field handler. And when we set up this, when we implement this action listener, what we're doing here is we're overriding the action performed, built-in action performed method. That's built into all your action listeners. Okay, this is not the only way it can be done, though. I just want to let you guys know this, because this is just using a custom class called handler, right? And that's what we're doing. We're implementing this custom class by doing this. But this is not the only way we can do it. Is there another way that you can think about doing this? Because I know this is what it says in the book. We only have a few minutes left. But can you guys think of another way of creating this add action listener? Let's see if we can type it in. So I want to add an action listener for my text field, right? And I'm going to just, before I add it in there, I've added my text field to the window, which is happening way out there. And now after I've added it, I say my text field dot add action listener, which I can totally do. Here's my action listener. And right now it says it's null, right? If I kind of look for what kind of action listener I can kind of create, and I'm just going to kind of go in here and go open and control space, it says create a new object. I can non-externalize string marker. I can do a runnable, or I can go to array, right? I need to kind of put an action listener of type, a special custom action listener in there. This is the one I need. So I need to declare, kind of declare a new action handler or an event handler. I got to declare my event handler. I got to create my own custom event handler. So I can call it what I want. Let's say if I call this, I'm going to call it, I don't know, text field handler. Text field handler. Now it doesn't exist yet, right? But this is where it's going to be this text field handler. And I put this text field handler, I don't know, way down here underneath my main method, right? Down here. And if I make this, you know, if I declare this as a method, how do I declare a new method? Come on, guys, in Java. I don't have to use any keywords, right? I first have to declare what? The access modifier, right? So let's say I make it public, void, right? And then I declare the name of the handler. So we just called it text field handler. Oh, with lowercase t. And it doesn't take any, and does it satisfy this condition? No, because it says create a local variable, create a text field, create a parameter, create a constant. So even though, oh wait, even though we want to do the same thing that we would normally do, right? We want to have our when we create an event listener, this kind of format that works in other languages, like it even works in things like C#, won't work here. All right, and we'll explore this the next time we come back, how to create an event handler and so on. One thing I want you to look at though before we depart, I'm going to leave the error there so I can be reminded of where it is. I'll say I'll put in here in caps, fix this error, right? When we come back the next time, fix this error, Tom. Right? So I can remember to do this. How do I create an event handler, an action listener, if you will? Here, that's one. What about if I go here? Do you have this little window on the top left corner of your screen? There's a little option here for swing. Do you see this? Yeah? Have you ever tried doing one of these? Yeah. I go create a new JFrame, and I want to call this JFrame, you know, my custom window or something like that. My default package, it's of type, my superclass is JFrame, and I click finish. What does it do? Well, it adds in all that stuff that I wanted, right? All that stuff with a JFrame, a private JPanel, because I don't have a panel yet, a content panel where I can add in my stuff, right? It adds in my custom window, right, which creates a set bounds, some basic stuff. It even gives me my exit on close, right? All that stuff. Here's another thing we can do. We can go swing JPanel, right? If I want to go JPanel, I can do the same thing. I create a custom JPanel, and it'll give me all my code for me. Now, you might think this is kind of cheating, right? But really, no, it isn't.
Can you run this?
What, this?
Yeah.
This doesn't do anything. This is just a class. All I've done is create a custom class. Hey, look at this. I'm using border layout. Border layout, right? I like that. Let's try border layout on my layout, man. Because I want to use border layout. Now that I saw it, that's it. Border layout. Woohoo! Okay, let me just get rid of this this event handler for now, just so I know that it's there. And let's run what I have, right? Whoa, what happened? What's going on? How come border layout gave me that weird thing right here?
I think if you get rid of the flow thing at the top.
What, this? Nah. This is already in here anyway. All I'm doing is including it a library. That's all that does. That doesn't do anything for me. But here, this new border layout, right, that didn't seem to work.
Can you check why the first one?
Oh. Anyways, homework for next week. What I want you to do, okay, you have your assignment 2 due tomorrow, right? Which, if anyone has a problem with assignment 2, I'd be very surprised. Because assignment 2 is like assignment 1. There's a bit of stuff with the array, all right? Because I've asked you in the array to create 3 unique powers I'm looking for, right? So they can't be the same power twice, right? There's a bit of a challenge there. Remember we talked about some strategies last week around that. You can use the collections list type instead of an array. That would do it. Or you can use your own custom array to swing things around without a list, okay? So there's different ways of doing it, but that's the tricky part about assignment number 2. It's the array, picking those 3 custom or unique powers, okay? Just hint, hint. You need to be able to do that.
All my games are going to be way to that.
Yes. Yes, yes.
You didn't specify like a specific way to do the array.
Nope.
Okay, so already
I'm not going to tell you how, all right? I want you to figure it out, yes.
I kind of got the spring layout working.
Yeah.
It's
a mess.
Weirdly done.
I know. Don't worry. We're going to look at it next week. We got to run away now because we're at the end. But that's it for me. Good luck for next time. We'll meet. Your homework for next week is I want you to try some stuff. Try and put together your own custom window with some stuff, buttons, controls. So when we get together next week, we can talk about it. Because I'm going to give you your assignment number 3 next week, which is going to be use your GUI, make your GUI to do this, right? Okay?
I think it's just the directions in between the